Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo Snyder and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to share with you this adorable little box that I created, and this is a bonus project outside of my normal Sunday Live with MJ where I featured all the beautiful berries that we have in the January to June mini catalog as well as the celebration brochure. So let me share with you a few little things before getting started on creating this box today. And there's a special little thing inside too. I just love all these beautiful berries. They're so summery and just make me think of spring and the warmth of the sun and good times and fun times picking strawberries and blueberries and all that fun stuff. So thank you again for being here. The Berry Blessings bundle is part of Celebration, and you can earn it with a $100 order, a product order before tax and shipping. So this is the stamp set that we are using today, as well as the Designer Series paper. The Designer Series paper, these are just swatches from the 12 by 12 pack that you can get. You can earn these with a $100 purchase. It is a bundle in the Celebration brochure. So a minimum of a $100 order will earn you this product bundle. So these beautiful blueberries. The reverse side of that is this beautiful gingham. This, the strawberries there. This looks like strawberries, the outside of a strawberry, doesn't it? It's so cute, so refreshing looking. My apologies, my fingers don't want to work. We have red raspberries, leaves on the back side of that page, blackberries, that coordinating on the back side, more strawberries and floral images, that awesome design, strawberries and blueberries and all those berries on one sheet of paper, and of course the plaid here with the shaded spruce and granny apple green. A lot of amazing coordinating colors in this Designer Series paper as well. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to get started. So the stamps that I'm choosing to use are the Bountiful Blessings Sentiment, the blueberries, and this says two-step stamping, as well as those distinctive stamps. I'm using these larger leaves and that leaf there to help with my project that I stamped the images on right there. So let's go ahead. We're going to pull in our cardstock. This is for the base of the box. This is Pacific Point, and it measures 7 by 5 inches. We're going to do some scoring on that in a moment. This piece of Designer Series paper with the blueberries measures 3.5 by 5.5. And we're also going to do some scoring on that as well. And that is going to be the lid of our box. So let's move our inks aside and we'll do our stamping last. And we will go ahead and pull in our scoring tool. So at the top of our scoring tool, we are going to score the cardstock that is, again, 7 by 5. We're going to score it at 1 1/4 on each side. So you're going to score and just rotate it till you have every side scored. Again, that's at 1 1/4. And you set that aside. For this Designer Series paper, you want to score this, and again, this is 5.5 by 3.5, and you're going to score this at 7/16. So you know you don't have 16th measurements on this scoring tool. So that's when you want to pull in your paper trimmer. So let me grab my paper trimmer really quick. And we're going to go ahead and do that scoring. So the lighter blade here is actually the scoring blade. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the cutting blade right out of the way so I don't mess myself up and cut my paper by accident. So again, this is going to get measured to the 7/16 mark, which we have the blessing of having the ruler a little bit over on this side, which is 1.5. So that one notch before the 1/2 inch mark is actually where you're going to score it. And you only have to score it that one time on each side, just as you did the other piece of cardstock. So we'll go ahead and do that. When you are scoring your Designer Series paper, be gentle because you do not want to rip it. It is a lot thinner than your cardstock. So gently run it over there a couple times. Don't push down too hard so that you don't rip your paper. We're going to start with the base of the box and we're going to grab our paper snips. What we need to do, actually, let's go ahead and varnish those lines first. And you can do this with your bone folder, which I highly recommend. Just grab mine really quick so that you have nice varnished edges. Okay, so that is all set. Now you can come in and you're going to, actually we're going to snip these up to the top score line right there. Okay, the very first score line. You're going to cut those. And then only on the outside pieces are you going to cut a little wedge out. This will help when you're folding your box together so that none of this is going to show over that tab. Just get that out of the way so I don't accidentally cut it. Okay, you're going to do the same on the opposite side. So you're just going to mirror that as you did the opposite side. Okay, so you're all set with that. You can set that aside. We're going to go ahead and do what we need to with the lid as well, and then we'll put it all together. So grab your bone folder and fold those creases and varnish them. Be gentle because this is a little bit thinner, as I said. Okay, so you've done that, and you're going to do exactly the same as you did with your other base of the box. Just cut a little snippet at a diagonal, cut up to the first score line, and only on those outside flaps do you want to cut that little wedge out. And do the same on the opposite side. Okay, so you have all of that done. We can go ahead and put our snips away or set them aside for now. Not sure we're going to need them again unless we need them for our ribbon. I'm using Tombow glue. It's great for positioning if you don't have this in the right spot. It will allow a little forgiveness when you're putting your boxes together. It's great for 3D projects. So just add some Tombow glue to those two flaps and bring them in and line them up to the corner. Hold it together. And it never fails. I always get glue all over my fingers when I use Tombow. But that's okay. It works great for these projects. Okay, we're also going to do the same to the other side. Okay, we'll set that aside, make sure it's adhered for the most part, and let that dry. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing for the top of the box. Now, these are smaller to work with, so you only need a little bit of glue on there. You also can use tear and tape, but I am choosing to just use this Tombow because these little spots are so much smaller. And do the other side as well. Oops, I get that out of there. Now you do want to make sure if the glue goes past like the little marks on here or the little You know, if you have too much glue on there, make sure this dries completely before you adhere it to the the bottom of your box. Otherwise, you won't ever be able to get the box apart without ripping it. I definitely have glue all over my fingers, so I'll have to make sure this is completely dry. All right, we'll set those aside. That's your lid and the base of your box. Simple, right? Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. And I have already pre-cut the Tasteful Label die from the Tasteful Label dies. It is a whole pack of amazing dies that you can, or die cut images for labeling and for adding sentiments and other pieces to your projects. So let me just show you those really quick. These are those dies, and you have all these different sizes to create sentiment pieces or to be able to stamp on, and with your, you know, decorative stamps and stuff like that. So I'm going to bring in the blueberries and the leaves. And the first thing I want to start with is stamping the outline of my leaves. And I'm going to use Shaded Spruce for that. And you want to make sure these two notches there that are holding the blueberries on the blueberry plant, bush, however you say that, are going to be on your stamped tag. Because when we do the blueberry stamping, you're going to find that you'll need to line those up on there. I'm going to come in with Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to stamp that with the image, the fill image. I call them filler stamps. I'm sure that's not the technical term for them, but they fill in the lined image. And you want to line those up. Really easy to do. If you're skeptical in doing that, then grab your Stamparatus. Stamparatus is your positioning tool. All right, I'm going to need those two stamps again, but I first want to make sure I have enough room for my blueberries. Sorry, I keep reaching in front of you. So I want to start out my blueberries, the outline of them, in full strength of Pacific Point. So I'm going to ink those up and come in and line those up to those notches, those little spots on the plant that will kind of where those little blueberries grew from. Just make sure that little blueberry doesn't end up on your leaf. So I'm a little off right there, but that's okay. I also got glue stuck to my hand. Okay, the fill stamp for the blueberries, we're going to ink up our stamp and we're going to do the second generation so that you can see the lines of the blueberries after you've stamped the lighter color, like so. Let me give you a little closer look. So it's a little bit lighter, really pretty. I just love these stamps. I want to come in again with my lined leaf stamp, and I'm going to re-ink that because what I want to do is bring in another leaf, just one single leaf right there, just to fill in some of that white space because I do still need to stamp my sentiment. We're going to also come in with our Granny Apple Green, and we're going to fill that spot that we just stamped with the line image. So you just line that up and stamp that on there. So now you have your leaves filled in, okay? We're going to close up our ink. I need the Pacific Point for my sentiment, so we'll leave that out. We're going to stamp the Bountiful Blessings in this little spot left right here. And that is our tag for our little gift that we're making. Cute. Love it. Love these products. I'm really not sure what I like more, if I like the stamps or the paper. But the one good thing about the Designer Series paper, yes, it's gorgeous. I don't want to, you know, say anything other than that. But the Designer Series paper you can only get if you earn it through that celebration bundle. But you can always create your own Designer Series paper by stamping all the images in different colors, you know, to create a field of berries as the paper shows us how to do. So you have that flexibility. So now we're going to put our box together. I'm going to hope that it's dry. This will just go right on top of that. You can fill it with paper shred if you have paper shred on hand. And I'm going to open up the other box so you can see what's inside. You're going to bring this ribbon. There is about 22 inches of this Night of Navy ribbon that is part of the Playful Patterns Trio Ribbon Pack. And that is in the annual catalog. So you're just going to come in and you're going to tie this in a bow around your box. It's just to decorate it. It does become a belly band, but you can slip it off, and I'll show you that once I have this done. So there you go. And you want to keep that kind of big. It's really pretty when it's a little bit bigger than needed. It just kind of adds a little extra touch to your box. You can come in with your scissors, and I have special ribbon scissors so that I can trim the end of this at an angle. Oh, my ribbon scissors are getting a little dull. And this one is already, let me just snip that again. There we go. So you have your box, okay? This is going to get dimensionals and be placed on top of your box. So just do a couple of dimensionals on there. I say a couple, but I love my dimensionals. Just peel the backings off. Like so. Place that right there, and you have your beautiful box that you can put little treats in. So let's see what we have hidden inside this little box here. It's a Kellogg's Special K Pastry Crisps. I have a hard time saying that word. Blueberry flavor. And I created my own shred just cutting cardstock. So you can do that if you don't have any on hand. So there you go. There is your adorable little box with your nice little treat inside. And I truly hope that you loved this project and that you recreate it yourself. Thank you so much for being a part of my Stampin' Up! Community. If you have any questions about products that I've used, feel free to contact me directly. And you can find me at my website at mjs.stampinup.net. Thank you again. Stampin' blessings to all of you. Have a great day.